Stand back.
From astonishing near misses, cops somehow survive to encounters that defy rational explanation, as well as a whole load of terrifying people on both sides of the law. Turn off the lights and get ready to be spooked, because these are the scariest police videos ever captured by officers. Kicking things off with an ultra-high-octane set of circumstances, this first clip captured on an Arkansas police dash cam in 2005 captured something horrifying which appeared out of nowhere.
You might want to back your unit up. Get the hell up out of here.
As the cop reverses, the massive scale of the explosion is terrifyingly obvious. Just when you think they're clear, crazy, right? As it turns out, the explosion occurred after two trains, one transporting propylene, a compressed flammable gas, collided in a nearby train yard. The gas leaked out, forming a low, drifting fog that blanketed the area, which you can see as the cop approaches. That leaking gas made its way down into the basement of a nearby house, where the pilot light of a furnace ignited it, causing an absolutely terrifying chain reaction. Had the cop not reversed when he did, he'd have been engulfed by the massive explosion, an explosion so intense that 3,000 locals fled from their homes into the night. Now, advance warning, we're about to get into one video that made my palms so sweaty it was almost hard to write about. This took place over in Escambia County, Florida, when Deputy William Hollingsworth was working to save stranded drivers during a flash flood.
3037.
3037.
I'll be out with several disabled vehicles here in front of Sherman-Williams on 98.
On the lookout, he spotted a driver up ahead exit their car and suddenly disappear under the water. Without hesitation, Hollingsworth rushed to save him, but what happened next, he could have never imagined in his worst nightmares. Plunging into the water, Deputy Hollingsworth along with the civilian were both sucked down a storm drain.
Oh, Jesus, buddy. Hey, David. 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 Can you believe what just happened to us? You okay, buddy? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Oh my God is right. Jeez Louise. That's gotta be one of the most tense clips I've ever seen. Both men were submerged in the violent water of the drain pipe for nearly 30 seconds, unable to see anything, with no clue if they'd ever see the light of day again.
Oh, Jesus. No.
As you can hear, the deputy's pretty shaken up.
I got sucked in drain pipe right by that marker, and I went all the way underneath Highway 98 and got spit out.
This could have so easily gone terribly wrong. Even if the pipe simply had a grate over the other end, the two men would have undoubtedly been trapped to meet their fate in the torrential current. This time, though, the astonishing near-death experience ended miraculously, leading to this wholesome moment.
Y'all just sit tight right here. Stay in the car.
Yeah, I need it.
I still got the ambulance coming to check you out, okay?
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
You can tell them you don't need them, but they're still coming.
Man, me and you, man.
All right, you got
That's an experience for life, and I appreciate you.
Let's move on to something extremely unwholesome now. What the Menasha, Wisconsin PD encountered in 2016, following up on reports of people chasing cars in the early hours of October 7th, was a scene straight out of a horror movie.
there. All of them. 47. Thank you, 66.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Now that's gotta be one of the most unsettling sights those cops will ever see. These two creeps who were getting their kicks from freaking out the locals weren't found to be in possession of any weapons, thankfully, but one of the men was arrested after it turned out he'd left his 4-year-old kid home alone to carry out his nighttime pranks. Doesn't take a genius to suggest that clown isn't going to win Father of the Year. In 2018, the Frederick, Colorado Police Department was investigating a house where a heinous act carried out by one father resulted in the tragic loss of his wife and children. The footage you're about to see was captured the day before the arrest of the father responsible. The circumstances were enough to give the house a seriously sinister atmosphere, but as the police K-9 unit entered the property to search for the missing family members, body cam footage captured something bizarre. In the top left corner of the raw police body cam footage, there's a faint glimpse of what looks like a little girl in a dress running down the stairs. Some commenters suggested it might be the spirit of one of the young children who used to call the place home, or maybe just a trick of the camera's sensor struggling to visually optically process the tight vertical lines of the handrail. But it was only the first eerie occurrence. Later, officers heard something unbelievably creepy. Pay close attention right after the woman says yes.
Yes.
Let's listen to that again.
Yes.
Is that the disembodied laugh of a young girl? The scariest part is that the K-9 handlers heard it, commented on it, and couldn't figure out where it came from.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That was strange, but we'll make a note of that.
I heard it. I definitely heard the same thing you did.
Yeah, I did.
Despite a search of the closet, nothing can be found that might have emitted the noise. But the officers noted the occurrence, later voicing concerns that it may have come from an adjoining attic, a possible location the kids might have been trapped. Of course, a later check of the attic revealed nothing because neither the kids nor their mother were in the house. Their father's heinous actions had already seen to that, and he'd hidden them far away. What's extra creepy is the fact that no one knew what had happened to the family at this point. Only later with the reveal of the whole truth did this ominous giggle gain its full scare factor. In August 2023, a ferocious wildfire raged through North Spokane County, Washington. It was truly hellish. The absolutely unbelievable footage we're about to lay eyes on is Deputy Britton Morgan's escape from that wildfire and his attempts to usher civilians to safety.
The fire just up the road at 13717. The residence there is Ringo.
13717 Road.
Man. You're not getting me today, Hurry the Dave! I don't want to die in this.
Go ahead.
This cop is literally driving through a raging inferno. Yet despite the evacuation, people were still trying to enter the danger area.
Turn around. It's headed right for us! It's headed right for us, man! I was just there!
069, you're 7.
Unless you want to die!
Thankfully, the handful of civilians hesitating to evacuate came to their senses, including this guy. The deputy had encountered him earlier refusing to leave his horses, but tragically the rapidly spreading flames forced the man to flee eventually, something Deputy Morgan was empathetic about.
Thank you, bro. I was so worried about you. Are you okay? I know you're probably sad for your horses right now, bro.
Eventually, thanks to the efforts of Morgan and emergency workers, the area was cleared of people and the fire died down over the course of a month. But not before it claimed 126 homes, countless livestock, and one human life. Sometimes as a cop, you need fate on your side alongside some serious reaction speed, as this next clip shows perfectly. With a stroke of luck, the cop in this New Jersey traffic stop dashcam footage rolls out of the way just in time after the white car almost crashed into the cop car and the cop in the close succession. Let's see that again, and listen out for the screech of the tires. That's some serious skill. Although I do have to say you probably shouldn't be too surprised to encounter cars going fast along a highway, officer. In this body cam video, 2 officers were dispatched after a resident returned home to find her front door mysteriously open.
Police.
Inside the property, the officers encountered doors knocking with no apparent source on the other side.
Anyone inside?
Then heading upstairs, a door seems to open on its own.
Police! Anyone inside, make yourself known.
Was someone or something watching them from the darkness? A series of strange camera glitches ensue alongside this spine-chilling moment. Then, as quickly as it begins, the footage ends with barely a comment from the cops. I guess they just wanted to get out of there. Now, this video made the rounds online a few years back, presented as legitimate footage, but some digging on my part revealed it's, thankfully, actually a short film created by the talented Julian Petit. He certainly did a great job with the realism. A home in Puerto Montt, Chile was evacuated by police after calls flooded in from over the neighborhood, claiming residents were being terrorized by supernatural forces. The occupants had reported hearing disembodied screams in the house, small fires repeatedly breaking out, and objects moving on their own. While on the scene, police captured something that defies explanation: a frying pan being thrown out of the now empty house. Stranger still were the reports filed by the police afterwards. One officer claimed that while investigating the house, he was struck in the back by a flying knife, which was thankfully blocked by his bulletproof vest. Another observed a blanket spontaneously catch on fire briefly. Could there have been some hidden occupant or squatter causing the ruckus? Or are we really witnessing something beyond explanation? Let me know what you think in the comments below. While those cops on the scene of that bizarre scenario were surprisingly calm, the cops up next didn't hide their fear quite so well when this terrifying moment unfolded after they were called to a graveyard. While this shriek from some unknown entity off in the darkness freaked plenty of people out online, some investigations suggest the scream was lifted from this TikTok prank video. That's apparently TikToker David Lawson's grandma screaming in fear of the darkness. Although I'm inclined to believe that the scream sound is actually an Aztec death whistle, like the one shown in this clip. Some have claimed that in the unedited footage of the cops, they were actually running from the sound of gunfire, which makes a little more sense, though the original video seems to have disappeared. Whatever the truth is, I'd prefer to never hear either of those options in the graveyard at night. Keeping things in the realm of the unexplainable now, during a routine security walk, one security officer in Houston, Texas had an unsettling encounter while being monitored by his colleague in the control room. Check it out.
Who is he talking to?
Seems like he's just talking to a guest on the other side of the door, right? Well, that's what he thought too, but listen to what happens next.
Dispatch to 329.
329, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to a elderly lady. I saw her walking by the door, and she said she's looking for Mr. Griffin. Her name is Miss Abigail.
Miss Abigail is she died 2 years ago.
You mean you can't see the person I'm talking to?
No, there's nobody in front of you at all.
I'd probably run too if someone told me the person standing right in front of me wasn't showing up on camera. This footage went viral back in 2023, and while it'd be pretty easy to fake, there's been no official confirmation, and something about it gives me the creeps. Was this officer hallucinating, or did he really just have a conversation with the ghost of Miss Abigail? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Next, we've got some much creepier CCTV footage, this time from one Illinois hotel back in 2003, showing the moment when the security officer went to investigate screaming coming from a supposedly vacant room. What unfolded was equal parts terrifying and mystifying.
John, do you copy? It's room 209. Amy says nobody's checked into that room, and there's reports of screaming coming from that room. Amy, he's on his way down there right now. What's going on, John? There's no one checked into that room. There should be nobody in there. Amy, John's gonna enter the room real quick just to check, make sure, see what's going on. Wait one. John? John, are you there? Okay, Amy, John wants you to call the police right now if you don't mind. He says no one's in there, but that all of the furniture's been turned upside down and the hold on. He says the carpet's been ripped up and that the shower is on, but nobody's in there. Man, that's scary. I'm officially freaked out now.
While the bizarre circumstances and screaming on their own are enough to send a chill down the spine, did you spot the strangest thing of all? As the security guard stepped in, something came out. A faint, ghostly figure can be seen leaving the room. Viewers online are convinced the footage is supernatural, but there are a few points to consider. The footage was originally shared by a filmmaker who specializes in ghost-related content, and despite being allegedly filmed in 2003, it's shot in HD, which was very uncommon for CCTV at the time. But with those tidbits in mind, I'll leave this one up to you guys to decide about its authenticity. What's scarier than a ghost? A zombie. This is something these next cops found out firsthand in 2021 when they decided to approach a very sinister figure shambling through the desolate streets of Seattle.
Come on. We have fire coming to check you out. Hey, my name's Sean. Hey. I don't know exactly.
The woman, whose appearance up close was so graphically similar to a zombie that she had to be blurred in publicly released close-up footage, was seemingly unresponsive to attempts to engage, and the cops slowly lost patience.
All right, Lord, just have a seat. We're not going to touch you. Just have a seat. Ma'am, have a seat. Okay.
But ma'am did not have a seat, she just kept shrieking. Eventually, paramedics arrived and restrained the woman, who eventually shrieked some real words. But here's the weirdest part of all. Turns out the zombie was a complex makeup creation of Kimberly Kasai, who later earned the nickname of the Seattle Zombie. Her whole aim with this stunt was to protest vaccinations, apparently convinced that the COVID-19 vaccine would turn everyone into something akin to zombies. The worst part is, she's probably annoyed we all didn't.
Oh, no.
The police video up next is scary not because of what the police experienced, but what they were caught doing. In March 2018, Staten Island, New York officer Kyle Erickson and Elmer Pastron of the 120th Precinct stopped a car for a supposed busted taillight. On their approach, the cops claimed there was a strong odor of the old devil's lettuce coming from the vehicle, so they ordered both the driver and passenger out. Jason Serrano, the passenger, had just undergone abdominal surgery, but his injury wouldn't be the only source of serious discomfort that day, because as you'll see momentarily, he'd shortly be placed in cuffs for crimes he didn't commit. After refusing to consent to an unwarranted search of his jacket, Serrano was aggressively detained despite his injuries. In the footage, as Serrano lies on the sidewalk in agony from his freshly reopened wound, Pastron searches his jacket in the car but finds nothing. Here, Officer Erickson becomes audibly agitated. It becomes obvious he wants to avoid having caused a scene without having reason for an arrest. This is made more troubling by the fact that Erickson had recently been investigated twice for planting evidence, though the NYPD refused to prosecute him. Erickson clearly knew the heat was on him, so wanting to have a reason to arrest the innocent man, he does something absolutely shocking. Caught on his own body cam footage, Erickson can be seen planting some of the green stuff himself. Sickeningly, with the job done, the officers fist bumped. After a while, the body cams were conveniently turned off, at which point the officers claimed to find other harder illicit substances in Serrano's jacket. Conveniently, this same camera off technique was also used during Erickson's previously investigated vehicle searches. Serrano spent the next 5 days handcuffed to a hospital bed, and after being unable to afford bail, was forced to accept a plea deal and pleaded guilty to possession of illicit substances and charges relating to resisting arrest, receiving a conditional sentence. It would be almost 3 years before a judge finally saw this footage and overturned the conviction. Even so, the NYPD refused to discipline the officers, and as of the latest updates, Officer Pastron remains on the force to this day, while Officer Erickson received a full retirement package in 2022. If you ask me, these bad apples should be in jail themselves. In a scene straight out of a dystopian sci-fi movie, I'm about to show you the future of policing caught on camera in Atlanta. Check it out. First, the police blow the door open with some remote explosives. Then the main officer on duty, a drone, flies in, carefully entering the unit. It scans the area, searching for the suspect. There he is. Come on out now. And just like that, the suspect surrendered without any lives being put at risk. Now obviously, this is a pretty safe way for the events to unfold, especially considering the footage you just saw was the arrest of a suspect accused of a very violent crime, but something about the police sending a flying robot to search someone's home feels a little RoboCop to me. I can't help feeling in 10 years' time we'll see armed drones patrolling the streets, busting down the doors of anyone who didn't say thank you to ChatGPT. In this next footage, you'll see why it's crucial to always ask a cop for their ID and a supervisor. Turns out a badge alone isn't proof of anything, as you'll soon see. In 2021, Ohio's Whitehall Police Department received multiple calls about a man impersonating a police officer. His car had been spotted parked at an intersection with flashing red and blue lights, so one legitimate officer went to check it out.
Hi there. There. So, you're an actual Cleveland police officer?
No, I'm not with Cleveland PD. I work for Cleveland Watchmen. We're a security company that hires only off-duty police officers to do traffic control for...
Are you an off-duty police officer?
Yeah.
So, who are you with?
Pickaway Sheriff's Office.
Pickaway?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're out of
They do...
Ohio, and you're here working in Franklin County in Whitehall as an off-duty police officer?
No, I'm working as security. So we do...
No, your uniform marked as a police officer. You're working as a police officer right now with a car that has red and blue lights on it.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I've got some paperwork I can give to you from...
Absolutely, and I'll need to get your information. I've been asked to come up here by my deputy chief and get that.
Okay. I mean, we're finished up with the work anyway, but... They offered it, I guess, as special duty to your guys.
No, they did not.
Okay. That's what we were told.
Not at all. Nope. Not at all. And if it gets offered to us, if we pass it, we have to give it to Franklin County.
And they said they offered it to them and they passed too. So.
No, they did not.
Okay.
Where's the car come from?
Cleveland Watchman, the company that I work for. So they're owned by two. It's a not-for-profit agency owned by two Cleveland police officers.
Yeah, sure it is.
74 to 105.
So I left the sheriff's office there. I'm going to, I was full-time there. I left full-time as a jail dep there.
So you're not even a police officer?
Currently, I'm starting a new commission with a village up in Richland County. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're not even a police officer. You're currently not a full-time or a part-time police officer anywhere.
Reserve.
Okay, where are you a reserve officer at?
So, give me a second. I'll give you the name of the village because it got hooked up through the company here that I'm working with. So.
Okay, do you have an ID from that village?
Not with me, no.
Not with you?
No.
So you don't have an ID, you don't have a badge. What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
Sorry?
What's the badge you were displaying earlier?
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you have a badge?
Yes.
What was that badge you were displaying earlier?
That's my old Pickaway one.
So you have a Pickaway County badge, but you don't work for them?
It's a previous one from there, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
You have that with you currently?
Yeah, it's a flex badge.
Can I see that, please?
Yeah.
Remember what I said about fake badges?
What's up?
Let's see. He is. All right, real quick. So, this is what he was displaying. It's fake.
That's cool. Well, maybe that's
He is armed.
Okay.
He's fully armed, acting as a police officer. He has a vest on that says police.
The scariest part, when the cops searched his trunk and find out just how prepared for action he was. Yep, that was a loaded AR-15 style rifle, setting the stage for one of the most dangerous combinations. Fake cop, real gun. In total, they found a tactical vest, a loaded handgun, a taser, handcuffs, pepper spray, number plates, a sheriff's badge, and more. Thankfully, they arrested this creepy fake cop before he could do any serious damage, resulting in him being struck with felony charges for impersonating a police officer and improper handling of a firearm. Over in Collin County, Texas at Allen Premium Outlet Mall, one cop's heroism was tested when this nightmarish scene began to unfold.
And say always the
seatbelt.
Wow.
145. I think we got shots fired at the outlet mall.
With shots ringing out in the near distance, this hero cop stepped up to his duty immediately.
Get going, get moving!
420 on the ground. In and out.
They're moving farther away from me. Go, keep moving!
We're getting started right now.
I'm on foot. I need everybody I got.
Without hesitation, the cop ran through the mall and neutralized the shooter without any backup. I can't show the full footage because, you know, YouTube, but this has to be one of the most terrifying events you can ever find yourself in.
I think so! I'm not hearing any gunshots! Is he down? Goddamn, bro!
Goddamn, bro, indeed. All respect to this true hero of the people. Back in 2022, Jackson Police Department in Georgia received a call about a man screaming, so they sent Officer Diana Sanchez and her partner to investigate. What unfolded was truly insane.
I hear like a male screaming, but I can't tell if it's coming from around back or up here. But just be aware, there's some staircases right there. Jackson Police Department!
Jackson Police Department! Police Department! Got guns. Police Department!
I'm not going crazy. I heard a man screaming. Like they were in pain.
Police Department! What? Who is it? Oh! Hey! You in my house!
Go ahead and start the counting. Go ahead and start the counting.
As one officer fled from the sound of live fire, the other was left trapped upstairs with the lunatic.
Lucas, I'm stuck in the bathroom.
Trapped and with a crazed gunman on her tail, Officer Sanchez opted for a window escape, allowing her to retreat while she and her partner awaited better equipped backup. Crazily, when the SWAT team arrived, a 16-hour standoff ensued before the maniac was finally arrested. Officer Wayne Daniels of the Garden City Police Department was chasing a car late one night when something unexplainable happened. Just after the suspect pulled off some pretty funky maneuvers, they took off down a dirt track that led to a dead end. Officer Daniels thought he had his mark trapped, but then this happened. In case it wasn't clear, somehow that vehicle just drove right through an intact chain link fence. Spooky. This bizarre scenario quickly led to the clip being referred to as the ghost car pursuit by Garden City PD. But what actually happened there? No one's quite sure, but the most likely theory seems to be that the car hit the fence, detaching the lower chain link part, allowing the vehicle to slide under it. Then the fence, still attached to the top end, fell back into place, covering the driver's tracks and leaving the cops totally bewildered. What do you think? Maybe the cops should have called Mystery Inc. instead. The ghost car seems right up their street. When one cop drove down Route 23 in Sylvania, Ohio back in March 2020, he experienced a situation that escalated to terrifying heights real fast. Jesse Lee James Smith, the civilian whose dashcam caught the footage you're seeing now, noticed smoke pouring from a cop car up ahead and quickly flashed his lights to alert the officer. But the situation became extreme almost immediately. Luckily, the officer and his canine partner were unharmed, and the firefighters extinguished the flaming cop car before anything exploded. One hell of a team-up, and hopefully the police dog learned his lesson not to smoke in the patrol car. On Sunday, June 20th, 2021, a pet chimpanzee in Umatilla County, Oregon, escaped his cage and savagely attacked the 50-year-old daughter of the chimp's owner. While the woman waited trapped in a basement adjoined to the cage, the local deputy cautiously approached.
Is there somebody there? Okay, are you safe?
I need you to shoot him.
Okay.
With the permission of the chimp's owner, who had raised it for 17 years, the deputy put the primate down. While the woman thankfully survived, it was a tragic scene all in all, and a reminder of why it's a terrible idea to keep chimps as pets. In another animal encounter, this time over in Okaloosa County, Florida, cops were left truly bewildered. A resident called the 5-0 to report 2 bear cubs on the side of the road, but these cubs didn't look like the usual black bears native to the area.
Wow. Where did you pick them up at?
They're right here. I stopped right here and called the sheriff's department.
Okay. I wonder if they're from the zoo or if it's
Gotta be.
mama or...
They're not black bears.
Yeah, they're... Wow. Whoa, hello.
No. They want food, don't they?
Yeah.
They're clearly domesticated. You see some hook up in the back of the damn truck and all. Come on. Come on. Come on.
While the cubs seemed friendly, they were still bears after all, and being too friendly when you've got an 800 psi bite force can be lethal.
Alright. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm gonna try to get photos so I can show wildlife.
No, if you bite me, I'll punch you in the nose.
Yeah, don't let it bite you.
No. No.
After a brief investigation, officers discovered these weren't just any bear cubs, they were Kodiak bears native to Alaska, a huge 3,600 miles away. They'd escaped from a local facility authorities later described as the inadequate enclosure of a self-proclaimed bear trainer. Sounds pretty sketchy and very Florida. In December 2021, Vineland PD received multiple 911 calls about something crazy, an out-of-control construction excavator on the rampage. When police arrived, they found 20-year-old Mr. Joshua Gonzalez erratically driving the machine, smashing into properties and cars. He really showed that miniature decorative bridge who's boss, huh? The house got some too. But things soon turned more serious after Gonzalez flipped over an ambulance and wrecked several police cars. The cops had to act. The officers ran towards the dangerous machine, and as they got close, they finally subdued the suspect, bringing the bizarre scenario to a tragic and very permanent end. On New Year's Day 2024, a different kind of chaos spilled into the Miami streets as a citywide emergency call was issued. As countless cop cars flooded into the area surrounding Bayside Marketplace, local folks observing the chaos began posting footage on social media. What they claimed to be seeing was truly bizarre. Folks claimed that chaos was due to the appearance of an 8 to 10 foot tall non-human creature, like the one apparently captured in this clip. With blurry footage seeming to show a strange thing drifting along in front of the cops, people began to theorize.
They seen 8 to 10 foot creatures walking down Biscayne Boulevard and walking on Bayside. They said they didn't have no hands, they didn't have no feet, but they was just like, they weren't aggressive, they weren't trying to hurt nobody, kind of like looked like they were lost. They were like teleporting and coming back quickly and shape-shifting. Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, if that's true, can you imagine being a cop on the scene having to be the first contact point with an alien? Either way, clearly the public were worked up. While the authorities were initially cagey with info, they soon denied any extraterrestrial activity. Instead, city authorities explained that riots broke out at Bayside Marketplace, with fireworks being mistaken for gunshots, hence the large police presence. While we can't account for reports of strange creatures on the ground, the viral footage at least is most likely just two regular people walking side by side appearing to resemble one extra tall entity. Another Miami resident uploaded a clip that I personally think is far more realistic. Now that's what I call an unidentified funky object. If you were a cop and arrived at a scene with actual aliens, how would you respond? Or better yet, how would you respond to this next call? Take a listen.
I'm sure of what kind of animal it is, but it's 8 or 9 feet tall. It's the size of a gorilla, and it's blocking the entrance to a complex. They're advising the animal has 5 legs, and complainant saying it's now 7 or 8 feet tall. Moves like a sloth. It has 5 legs.
Despite this extremely disconcerting description, the cops went hunting for the creature that'd been freaking out all the neighborhood, and they found it.
Yeah, you are getting the unknown gorilla type of animal that is walking, and you know, if somebody and they saw you, oh, they'd flip.
Yeah, this character's name is Sai.
Okay.
And it's based on your psychological image of what fear is. So that's nothing specific, just your imagination. That's why you probably got a lot of different descriptions.
Yeah, fine. It's
unusual.
It's very unusual. Very unusual.
This terrifying sight mercifully was just a dude in a costume getting the folks of Arlington, Texas into the Halloween spirit. The locals were more terrified than amused, leading to floods of calls into the Arlington PD. Honestly, with how realistic that outfit looks, he's pretty lucky things didn't escalate. Because if it were me, I'd have unholstered my pea shooter on that demon faster than you could say sue me. In June 2018, police in Austin, Texas were called to a Toys R Us parking lot where a couple of guys had spotted a white 2013 Chevrolet Impala with its doors, central console, and glove compartments wide open and completely unattended. When police arrived on the scene, things took an eerie turn when a muffled scream came from the trunk. When they popped it open, this is what they saw. A man by the name of Robert Gomez bound with duct tape. At first glance, it obviously looked like a kidnapping. When the police set Mr. Gomez free and asked him how he'd ended up there, Gomez, an Uber driver, claimed 2 passengers had forced him into the trunk. But here's the thing, there was no record of him picking up any passengers. It wasn't long before he faltered under more intense questioning and admitted he'd staged the whole thing as a prank to get a reaction from his family. You're probably not going to be getting much of a positive response from how this unfolded, pal. Mr. Gomez was arrested and charged with wasting police time with a false cause for alarm, a misdemeanor, and was released from jail 2 weeks later after posting $10,000 bail. Was it worth it, Mr. Gomez?
No. Definitely no. Positively no. Decidedly no.
Officer Charles Cobb of the West Orange Police Department in Texas was monitoring traffic when a frantic 12-year-old child approached him in the middle of the highway. What unfolded will leave your palms drenched with sweat.
What's going on?
She's having a fever. She's sunk. She's in the water.
Oh, come on. Hop in. I'll bring you over there.
Hurry.
Okay. Hop in. Shove that over.
The panicked kid explained that his mom, Junquetta Winbush, had a seizure and crashed their car into a nearby lake. She was now in the water in serious peril. Duty called and Officer Cobb answered.
Is somebody in there? Look out, buddy. Look out. Is the car unlocked?
After the incredibly tense rescue, several minutes of CPR, and a brief stint in a local hospital's intensive care unit, miraculously, Miss Winbush was able to recover. Had her son not run for help and had Officer Cobb not kept such a cool head and jumped into the water without a second thought, things could have been so much worse. Now that's what cops are for. You'd think that kids running into traffic would be pretty rare, but it happens more often than you'd think. Over in Newport, Oregon, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office shared this chilling footage that shows just how quickly kids can get themselves into serious danger if left unsupervised. As Deputy Jeremy Gautney was driving down Highway 101, something small caught his eye, a 2-year-old child running right down the highway. Without hesitation and not a second too soon, the deputy pulled over and got the child out of danger. Later, the frantic parents were found. They explained they'd been cleaning up after a gathering at a local community center when in the blink of an eye, the child slipped out through an open door and ran straight on the highway. In less than 60 seconds, the child had vanished and ended up in an incredibly dangerous situation. Keep an eye on your kids, folks. There won't always be a heroic cop around to swoop in and save them. Thankfully, though, this time, like so many other times we've seen today, the copper done good. Real good. If you'd like to keep things police related, check out this awesome video of mine about the unbelievable secret tactics police use every day. And as always, thanks for watching.